Greetings, welcome to my home. Here is a project I've been working on. I've been posting pictures on Facebook but not really describing what is going on. This is a carburetor. This carburetor is a Weber Progressive single carburetor for my VW bus. What I've been doing is taking this intake manifold, which takes, you can see it has 4 tubes or tube ends, and each of those goes to a different cylinder. I tapped a hole into the back of the intake manifold, and I added this gizmo here, which is a switch. So basically, if the switch is open, it allows air or fluid or whatever to go through that pipe you see there, and if it's closed, it doesn't. So unless this switch is turned on, it is on the off position. This carburetor is going to go on top of this intake manifold. But because I don't want this piece of machinery just hanging from this alone, I've fabricated this boom here, which goes on like so. And then I can easily screw this onto here, and this will take some of the weight off of that one screw. Of course, these are gaskets. These will go on top and bottom, and this is the actual carburetor, which will go right here. So what does this thing do? Well, there is going to be a pump on the other side of this, and there's going to be a tube that goes from here to a pump. The pump goes to a water tank, which is going to have a alcohol, methanol, water mixture. When the switch is turned on, it's going to inject this alcohol water mixture through this nozzle right here and into the air fuel mixture coming from the carburetor. And that is going to do two things. One, it's going to cool down these cylinders, and second, it could add some power to it as well. Cooling down the cylinders on the VWs is done if they're air cooled, but because they're the most ridiculous vehicles ever created, they put an air cooled engine on the back in a box of the vehicle. Therefore, it relies on a small fan in the back of the car to actually push air in through the cylinders. That results in a very hot engine. VWs run very hot. Because of that, if you live in a hot climate, as I do, it doesn't help with the cooling. This isn't Germany. So oftentimes the number 3 cylinder, which would actually be, let me see here, this is the front, so this will be pointing front. This goes to number 1, 2, 3, and 4 cylinder. This cylinder often overheats and melts down and destroys the engine. So I'm actually going to have this, and I'm going to put a temperature gauge onto the number 3 cylinder, which is going to be over here, and that'll tell me if it's getting too hot. I can just flip the switch, opening up this valve, which at the same time will open up the, will start the pump, which will inject into here, and through the cylinders to cool down the cylinders. And that is the plan.